Hello everybody, and today I'm going to make an announcement. My topic is I have been waiting for a day. I have been waiting for a day. That day is today, for 30 years. Even more so after I finished my system 4 years ago called Instancology and Absolutology, in short, IA. That day is today, for me to tell the world what I have found, experienced, realized, and discovered. Before I start, I have to apologize for the fact that Instancology and Absolutology are two author-coined words for the name of this new system. The study of being, thinking, and the absolute. Because there is no existing words in English expressing exactly my original intention and meanings. Is this a big deal, you might ask? Well, before you play the role of the judge, I have to let you know a little history on its publication. In the recent past 4 years in web forum discussion on the most viewed Chinese language internet in North America, the creader.net, which claims to have 200 million visitors daily in its academic section, for both philosophy professionals and philosophy fans alike. I have seen that only 2 individuals partially understood a small part of this IA system, while more than 99% of people in daily philosophy discussion simply have no ideas what I have been talking about. Even so, I still feel that I have been I have better luck than Hegel. As it is said on his deathbed, Hegel declared that there were only one man who had understood him, and even he had misunderstood him. If I compare Hegel's system with AI to the similar journey taken on the concept that the absolute related, Hegel's system is somehow like a sea adventure trip undertaken by Columbus trying to find India, but which landed him in North America, while the IA is like the global voyage by Magellan, taking the sea route, crossing the Pacific. So, before you would play the judge, I plead to you that first hear me out before I finish and see what I have seen at the end of this long tunnel in which I have been groping for more than 30 years. Not before you understand the IA in its entirety. Then what are needed to understand IA? Here are some basic requirements. 1. Understand the Western philosophy in general and systematically. 2. Understand especially Parmenides, Plato, Kant, Hegel, Heidegger, Wittgenstein, and Husserl. 3. Understand the Eastern philosophy, Chinese and India, somehow like Schopenhauer did. 4. A little bit on philosophy of science and symbolic logic. But these are only necessary conditions. In our long journey, there are 3 major branches of human endeavors searching for truth: religion, science, and philosophy. The former two both proclaim that the existence of the beginning of our world. With religion, Christianity, for example, in the Genesis of the Bible, thousands of years ago, and science, with its cosmological theory of the Big Bang in the last century. The only missing link, philosophy. Now, with the adding of the last piece of IA in the pursuit of the truth, this foundation has finally been consolidated, as all three branches pointing to the same direction, our understanding of the world. This completion of the trilogy should serve as an indication of the epistemology of our worldview, having reached a new state of maturity in our historical pursuit of the fundamental truth. Let us trace the three branches of knowledge and to see how each of them is searching for the fundamental truth in our history. Religion is a belief which, according to Schopenhauer's words, it is leap of faith. So basically it is not for arguments, because arguments don't depend on reason at heart. The only truth in religion is its original essential point of God. All other texts can be shown not being carried out or taken literally. Science, on the other hand, depends on the external facts supporting its theories, so-called proof. But any experiments are inductive in nature, and therefore accidental and contingent in essence. If we get it, it might be just one of the confirmations, like the Raven paradox. If we don't have it, we have to wait for next time for its occurrence in chance. So, philosophy is the only means left for seeking the fundamental truth. Philosophy has two features essential fit for this purpose: transcendence of itself, inquisitiveness, and methodology. In this way, philosophy can realize its own limitedness and exploring new methods in its epistemology. So philosophy relies on reason and revelation, with reason as the helpsman and revelation as its explorer. Therefore, the purpose of writing this book is to reveal the final truth on the reality of our world, instead of thousands of years of searching for the fundamental existence or being of our world. It is rather the movement itself, caused by the background or potentiality of the Absolute, which leads to forming our present, both abstract, for example, existence of Plato's form, or of mathematics, and material worlds. Along with this revelation, this dissertation tries to answer questions like, what should be Heidegger's sequel to Part 1, which he failed to complete, of his book Being and Time? Are numbers real? Is Plato's form real, etc.? Also on their argument of the form or of physical existence, which is a fundamental reality. Who is correct, Plato or Aristotle? After all, this new philosophy attempts to answer the four fundamental questions raised when philosophy is still in its infantile growth since the ancient Greeks. They are: who am I? Where am I? What is the world? and how should I conduct myself? The method used in developing this system is a new kind of epistemology called pure wuxing, or insight. It's occurring in a similar experience when Archimedes discovered the ratio of gold within alloys, shouting "Eureka!", which explains the mechanism for creativity and discovery, unexplained by such methods as analysis, reasoning, rational or logical thinking alone. In the history of epistemological development, in the history of philosophy, by using this new pure wuxing, thinking studies its own thoughts, and the thoughts in turn reflect on its source, thinking inwardly. So on and so forth, each forcing the other reciprocally to each deeper and deeper truth, eventually exposing their background, the absolute, which is the final stop of all logical reasoning and rationale, the absolute, the truth of the reality. This searching process for truth also reveals that the essence of thinking itself, along with its counterpart, consciousness, partakes of the absolute too. By relating thinking and consciousness to the absolute as the potential and the background of our world, the three absolutes are indeed identical to each other absolutely. As its application, among other things, the Instancology and absolutology has also given answers to the several related fundamental questions facing us today. What is the nature of our cosmos, of quantum mechanics, of AI's capabilities, of free will, of knowledge, of thinking, and of consciousness? What is wrong with the polarization of Darwinism versus creationism? How to explain the existence of evil if creationism is true? They are all related, and if one is solved, all the rest would have been solved too. Else, none can be solved. This is what the IA has tried to accomplish.